Hey guys, Omni here. So yesterday, Sony had their September gaming showcase, and there's a couple of trailers that I wanted to check out. And in particular, something we've covered on the channel quite a few times. You know, we did a full playthrough of the Miles Morales edition of Spider-Man for the PS4 and PS5. We got a trailer for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. We actually got two Insomniac Games trailers, and we're going to cover both of those in here because one's just a little teaser. So, but it's a concept I'm already kind of excited for. It falls in line quite well with what I think they've already kind of established with what they can do with superhero games if they kind of build it in a similar kind of vein as the Spider-Man games. That of course is Wolverine. And we've had some solo Wolverine games over the years. In particular, the one that comes to mind for me is the more recent X-Men Origins Wolverine game, which was honestly better than the film in a lot of respects. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. The Spider-Man games, however, I love them. As of right now, those games have they've topped the Arkham games for me as far as the best superhero games that I've ever played. And while they built off of a lot of the framework developed on those games, I think they just kind of like elevated it to a whole different level with the storytelling, with the gameplay, with the interactivity, with the immersion that it brings you into the world of Spider-Man, and the open worldness, the living, breathing vibrancy of being in New York. I really love those games, man. If you want to see my reviews, I got a review up for both games, and I got the full playthrough on the channel for Miles Morales. And both of them made me cry, man. Both. So I'm looking forward to this. So let's go ahead and let's check out this trailer. Making sure my headset's actually on this time. All right, here we go.
As long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me. One who could surprise me. One who could even beat me.
Both of them? Is it Craven?
Yet all I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
Craven?
Yes.
Is that Tony Todd? Oh shit! '23. Damn, man, so far away. But I can't blame him too much for that. I have to imagine with the way that was talking, that was Craven talking, right? That's the way, the challenge, the prey kind of talk. That had to be Craven, like, giving the voiceover. And that was Tony Todd, man. Voicing Venom. We will. Is he just in the mix as well? Is Craven going to be hunting? Is that like Venom is going to be fighting Craven? I'm just like, cause like I know that was out of context. It was editing, but like it was like kind of implied the way that the trailer decided to present it, that Venom was answering Craven's inquiry. Again, I'm just assuming that that's Craven. So I know a lot of the complaints, or I don't know if I would say complaints, but disappointments that has been out of both iterations of the game so far originally has been with the wide array of costumes, the only one that's missing is the black suit. And a lot of people were like, well, where's the black suit? But there's been hints that maybe it just hasn't entered the world yet. And if we've already got Venom though? Is Venom actually been around in this world for a while now, or is this going to be his introduction in this world? Because some of these characters, aside from like Doc Ock in the first one, kind of already existed. So like, are we going to get that origin in this one? Are we going to get Peter taken over by the symbiote at some point in the game? And then, you know, Kraven comes in. We have that back and forth. Maybe we even have like a Peter v. Miles situation because of the influence of the symbiote. There's a lot of fun story beats you can do with this, and I like it that they're focusing and they're not excluding either of the Spider-Man in this by having Miles and Peter in here. Is it going to be co-op? Is it going to have two different campaigns? Are you just going to be able to choose who plays as who? Or is that going to be tied to the story beats as you're going through the game? I don't know. I feel like co-op would just kind of overcomplicate what is already a pretty complex game. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they could iron that whole thing out. And that being said, let's go ahead and jump over into the Wolverine trailer here. This one's a little bit shorter. I imagine it's just going to be like a little tease. Nothing huge since it's a brand new thing. It's not building off of anything. So let's just pull it up and check it out. I'm probably going to have to mute this song. HLK 181 license plate. I really wish I could have watched this live and not have known what was being presented at the time, because I feel like that would have been a hype ass moment. But like by the time like I saw these trailers already dropped, it was like the headlines were everywhere. Like by the time, because like I was still working on my Titans edit. So by the time I finally had some free time to check out the headlines for the day, it was just always new Spider-Man, new Wolverine. I was like, what? What? But I hadn't got around to actually looking at it. Now, I played a lot of the X-Men Origins Wolverine. I played a lot of the Wolverine games in the general over the years. But one thing I would love to see, and that's the one thing that I super enjoyed about the X-Men Origins game, was that weird, and specifically the PlayStation version, because I know it was censored on one of the other iterations of the game. There's like a PG version of the game and then a mature version of the game. I played the mature version, and what I really liked about it was just how, for the time, how graphic his healing factor expressions were, because you would see the damage that Wolverine took, and then you'd get to watch as your health bar replenished, your body and your wounds like heal back up. And like it would go down to the bone at times, like muscle tissue and just bone, as your skin starts to, and muscle tissue starts to regrow. I would love for like some kind of mechanic like that to be in here. Considering this character isn't going to be like swinging through the rooftops and stuff like that, you're not going to have a lot of these complex like traversal mechanics. I would imagine you wouldn't. I would imagine that they would also kind of stick to their open world premise. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be a little more linear. Who knows? We don't. I haven't looked into if they've actually had like interviews or discussions about what kind of game this is going to be. But I'm curious to see what kind of game they make out of it. I would just really like to have something like that, because I thought that was a really cool way to visualize the video game mechanic, both the status of your characters and his health at the moment, and also just kind of show off his healing factor and stuff like that. It'd be like a fun little idea. And it's going to be interwoven with, not everything needs to be connected. I get that, but I'm wondering if like since they obviously have made this 2 Spider-Man games, if this is going to exist in that same world. Will there be Easter eggs for Spider-Man, or will there be hints to other things? Obviously, there's like a Hulk reference in the trailer itself, but that could just be an Easter egg for all intents and purposes, but who knows? I'm excited for that. Now that I have no idea when we should be expecting anything from that game. If Spider-Man's coming out in 2023, I would expect this game probably 2024, 2025 to be honest. But who knows? Who knows how much work they've been putting in on this. With Spider-Man, they've already updated it to the PS5, so they probably have just already got to work off of the similar build that they have already designed for the update for the remaster for Miles Morales on the PS5. So I imagine they've got a lot of the assets and a lot of the stuff they plan on using already built in the game, just building off of that framework. And who knows, might be using the same engine, same stuff for that as well. Don't know. I'm looking forward to it though. Insomniac Games blew me away with the Spider-Man game, so they've pretty much got my money anytime they're putting out a project. So I'm on board, guys. What did you think of the trailers? What did you think of the Spider-Man reveal? Was that Craven? What's the deal with Venom? Sound out in the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. Carry on the conversation after the video. Yeah. When these games come out, you better bet we will be playing them on the channel. So I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave me a like, maybe a comment, share the video, whatever, subscribe. But if you want to carry on the conversation, you can do that in the comments, or you can come join our Discord or follow him on my socials. All the links to those are in the description of this video. And before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends, Mandy Sherritt, Ryan, Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yori, Korskov, and Margaret Grace. Thank you guys so much for your support. But that's it for this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.